Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
But today we're going to explore the Korach spirit. The title of today's message is Rebel Without a Cause, which is named after an old movie with James Dean and some other stars. But this has a different connotation. The story of Korach is detailed in Numbers chapter 16. I'm sorry, I can't speak in this mic. We have too much reverb feedback or whatever it is, so I'm just going to talk regularly. The story of the Korach rebellion tells of how Korach and his band of rebels attempted to overthrow Moses from the position God had given him. We might call this a coup. They argued with Moses. They accused him of abusing his authority. And this was true conflict. It ended with Korach and all the rebels with him and their families being burned with fire from God. And then the ground opened and swallowed them up. The consequences of rebelling against God's chosen servant was severe. But the Korach spirit is still alive in people today. Sometimes you look at that text, if you look at it at all, you look at that text and you read it, and you say, okay, that was, 3,000 years ago? What's that have to do with me? It was way back then. The people who were bad were punished. They're dead, gone. Well, the Korach spirit is still alive. Conflict among people, even believers, is inevitable. It happens all the time. But conflict is not the problem in itself. We can say, oh, the problem is the conflict. It's not. Conflict is going to happen. It happens between two friends, a married couple. It happens between co-workers. It happens in congregations. It comes between two police officers. Conflict happens. It doesn't mean that we're supposed to come out guns blazing. How we handle or manage the conflict, that is indeed the problem. How do we handle it? How do we manage it? How do we confront the conflict itself? Now, it's all about how we look at a given situation, how we perceive it. In last week's Parsha, Rabbi Andy was talking about, towards the end of the Parsha, in Numbers 15, he discussed the tzitzit, the fringes, the tassels, in a very nice little message. But in the earlier part of that Parsha, which we didn't talk about last week, and we talk about it almost every year, so we gave it a break, but is about the 12 spies. See, the 12 spies that were sent to spy out the land. And 12 men, one from each tribe, which included Caleb and Joshua, were sent out to scout out the land and to come back and report their findings. Go out there, check it out, come back, let us know what you see. What do you find? Now, the 12 men went to Canaan. They saw walled cities, fortified cities, peoples of the land that included the giants, the Anakim. And they brought back a cluster of grapes so large, it took 2 men to carry. When I go to the supermarket, I get a little cluster of grapes. I could probably carry it with my pinky. It took 2 grown, strong men, suspended it on a wooden beam to carry it on their shoulders. That's how heavy the cluster of grapes was. Can you imagine how big a grape? Like each grape had to be like watermelon. Like a cantaloupe or something. It's like, would you like a grape? Can I offer you a grape?
A grape.
It was a grape experience for them. It really was. So now 10 of the spies, when they returned, they spoke with an evil report. A bad report, an evil report. They were making the Israelites afraid with this report to go into the land. When they heard the report of the giants and the fortified cities, forget it, we'll die. But for this sin, Israel was to dwell in the wilderness 40 years until the whole generation who would come out of Egypt had died in the desert a natural death. 2 of the spies, though, spoke about Canaan in another view, in